to another episode of the Acceptable Losses podcast, where usually Kirioth ruins my day, but today we have the Remembrancer, who is going to maybe not ruin my day, but boy, it's going to be dark today.
I never want to ruin your day.
Oh, hopefully there's not too much dead space in this episode, and everybody's talking, and there's
leave.
Please start. Remembrance, please start talking.
You're fired. Get out.
Just take the episode away from me.
Okay. Hi everybody, it's me, Dr. Remembrancer. So we left off with we've done Dead Space 1, we've done Dead Space 2. Without any pomp and ceremony, you know the gist. You already know the preambles. You already know all the things we've already talked about. Before we get started, I only have one question for you guys. Have you actually downloaded and played any of the games now? Please say yes.
I have downloaded and I have gotten a good chunk of the way through the Dead Space 1 remake. Yeah. I thought I would have made more progress into at least Dead Space 2 by now, but Space Marine 2 also kind of gripped my soul and wouldn't let go, and I've been playing that a lot lately. But yes, I have been playing a fair chunk of Dead Space.
Oh, Shai says you haven't played yet, but you've already played. You're not a effing tourist. I know, Shai. You're off the hook. I know that you're a veteran. You're like,
I will say,
yeah. I played all the games too. It's been a while, but I've played all of them.
I will say, I think you'll find, Shai, I also played the third one in co-op because we stopped when we had a bug where something was supposed to open and it never did. And then we were like, well, what are we supposed to do here?
None of you have played Dead Space Ignition, which means #tourists, #fake fans.
No.
Not really though. But you did get an exclusive skin for Dead Space 2, I think it was, if you played that game. It was remember when games used to give you goodies for playing the other games? That was nice. I like that.
Yeah. I miss those days. I did go and I bought the graphic novel that we talked about in the last episode. I went straight to Amazon. It was dirt cheap for some reason. So now it's on display in the back of my video. It's just right there. I also read through it, and it's really good, even though I already knew it was going to happen. It's excellent.
I didn't realize that the books Cataclysm and Martyr got reprints a couple of years ago, so you can get fresh new versions of those novels as well on Amazon, and they're not expensive. I should know. I rebought them. So anyway. It's probably cheap because EA killed Dead Space. Thanks, EA. Yes, true, Shai, true. They have definitely damaged the credibility, the market cap, if you will, of Dead Space. But with that all said, before we get cracking, is there anything you want to ask before we get going? Because this is going to be a lot of stuff.
I can't think of anything.
I have one question.
Okay.
It's all going to get better, right?
Oh, you sweet summer child. Or shall I tuck you into bed, give you a nice bedtime story? Or
tuck you into beddy boy, the little baby needs a beddy.
Give you a water bottle. Oh, you cheeky boy. Or Shai says, what's your favorite color? I'm quite partial to kind of amber, not gold, not yellow, kind of amber with a tinge of orange. I like amber kind of colors. Autumnal. But yes, with that all said and done, just to give you an idea, we're only going to be talking about the game, its DLC, Awakening, and the graphic novel Liberation. And you might think, well, considering how much stuff we covered in the previous two, that seems like not that much. But trust me, bruh, there's and I should get this out of the way. Dead Space 3 is not regarded as a good game. We will talk about that in terms of the mechanics. But the lore is actually just as good as the others, if not better, because it kind of stretches out its arms and brings it all together in a satisfying way that's had time to ferment into a nice kind of draft. But we're going to start today talking about the graphic novel Dead Space Liberation. And to give you an idea, the setting is Titan Station from the previous discussion of Dead Space 2. That's been destroyed. Isaac and Ellie found a new home on the New Horizons colony on Luna. Luna is another word for the moon of Earth. So they tried to start a new life together. This colony was established by the United States and China during 2045. So a good 19 years from now, we can expect to be on the moon. That's nice to know.
Yeah, we're on a steady pace to make that happen in real life,
Yeah.
brother. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we're on a great pace. Yeah.
Yep.
Be there in no time.
And I will say this reminds me very much of Blade Runner, this particular setting. It's very grubby. It's a grubby little metropolis, and it's run by EarthGov. Fun fact, though, to start things off with a bang, I say only, 70-ish, 60-ish years later, basically the same year that the Titan station falls, the Unitologist uprising begins. Religious extremism in full force.
Not again.
And this is led by Jacob Arthur Danick, who is a high-ranking member of the Church of Unitology, also known as Elton John.
Wow.
Saturday. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the antagonist of this game, and he's the leader of the militant branch of the Unitology Church known as the Circle, and he basically concocts a plot to overthrow EarthGov and the entirety of the Colonial Alliance, attacking key strongholds across multiple outposts in a sort of a crusade, if you will. So all the Warhammer fans' ears pricked up like a cat. There, this one crusade,
Crusade, Black Templar, what?
Purity Seals. So similar
Like
territory.
a pig in a trough.
Shai, I will get to him, Shai. Don't worry. Don't jump the gun yet. They believe themselves to be freeing humanity from oppression. The Circle have been releasing red markers across multiple test labs because ever since Isaac's intervention with the whole marker shenanigans, there have been more markers being built. Let's not forget that the energy crisis is still a problem. Humanity is still growing in numbers. The population is still requiring means to sustain itself. So they have still been, like a pig in a forest full of truffles, sniffing out any marker related stuff they can. And basically, Unitology went, all right, how about if we just those shrouds you've put around the marker test sites to protect everyone? I'm gonna take that off here and here and here and there, and they see the markers as intrinsically connected to humanity's evolution. They have slogans like "a light in the darkness," "the marker has a plan for everyone," "make us whole," "follow EarthGov and die," "join us, live forever." Ooh.
I was curious, how public were the events in Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2 to just the random normal Earth civilian? Was it a broadcasted event, or is this kind of oh yeah, this was a horrible tragedy, but much like in other franchises, it's oh yeah, the main public, no idea it happened.
Well,
they have no idea how awful the markers are. It was all just covered up by the government.
Dead Space 1 was covered up as a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
So that whole stuff is nothing. But now that Titan Station, we got to remember, is in the Sol system. It's orbiting Saturn. That's a lot closer to home. So it's a bit more difficult to cover up. Oh, the entire station that orbits one of the main planets near us just kind of is gone. It blew up.
What happened?
Someone left a match out and it caused a fire. It's no
question mark.
No,
I was gonna say, did we cover how they spun that last time? I can't remember. Was it a case of them just going, more terrorists, we don't know what happened, or
it was an accident? Air quotes.
It was a terrible incident.
We haven't covered how they and basically the Unitologists know what's going on because again they had one of their persons on the inside of the lady, I can't remember her name, who got ganked by a gunship, and so they're doing everything they can to highlight EarthGov's mistakes and say, hey, look, they're trying to do the same thing they did with the black marker way back when with Altman. They keep trying to prevent us from making us whole. It's all their fault. And they Shai says, one of the devs said regarding the reaction, EarthGov is in significant turmoil after the events of Titan Station. There are holdouts hanging on to the old government, but the population is very anti-EarthGov. And who's going to fill that vacuum? Unitology. And they're hey,
hooray.
you don't have to worry, guys. Unitology, the markers have a plan for everyone. It's clearly a next stage of evolution if we just do what the markers say. And Danik, for all of his faults, he's like, oh, I'm a man of science. Whatever's been happening before now is a perversion of what the markers are supposed to do. EarthGov messed with the secret source. That's what a necromorph is. They're corrupt versions of what the markers are supposed to be doing. They've been tampering with them. They've been trying to recreate them, and that doesn't work.
Danik's just like, I think you'll find it's a skill issue.
Danik was like,
you completely messed it up.
Actually, said Danik, and I've got a quote here. If either Kirioth or DK, who would like to read this?
I'll start the day off with the quote. Sure.
Okay.
Many of the faithful have come to me, their beliefs shaken by the horrors they've seen at the liberated marker test sites. How can we continue to believe in the markers when they bring so much pain and suffering, they ask? And who is it that made these aberrations, these copies, I ask them? It is man. Markers are as much a part of nature as were trees and blue sky and pristine oceans, yet we destroyed those too. But nature has a way of righting itself if we are respectful. It is only by undoing the work of man that the marker's true plan can blossom.
It's the circle of life, said said Danik.
That is the most like oh, that's just so. Oh, hey, don't worry, guys. I just want to brainwash you type of like propaganda I think I've ever seen. No, guys, trust me, man is awful. This is nature righting itself. Yeah, swear to God.
The implication that the markers are they're just a fact of the universe, and they're definitely not some sort of, alien horror technology is wild given what they've done so far. That is crazy. That is amazing.
And again, Kirioth, remember the rule that when it works for us, British people are the bestest people in the world, or they are the greatest villains in the world. It's the latter in this case. Unfortunately, Gabe Weller is dead, as we all know. We can't rely on him to carry the setting on his back for Britannia. But oh well. Anyway, so Danik is like, we need to continue to release more markers. He goes to the world of Uxor, where there is a red marker beneath the, quote, Shroud 4 facility. And now we are introduced to a main character of the third game, Sergeant John Carver, who survives the incident and becomes your co-op body in the main game. So if you play the main game solo, you will see this guy. And the annoying thing about this game is that, like, there are subtle changes if you play it in co-op or not. I played it solo when I played it originally and when I revisited it for this. Not because I don't have any friends, but because the friends I have are wet wipes and they wouldn't play a horror game. So I had to do it on my own.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, because I remember there are a couple jump scares in Dead Space 3, but by and large, I don't remember it being that bad. Because that was like the gripe that it got, right? It's like, oh yeah, Dead Space 3 is like, it's not a great Dead Space game, but it's just a game overall. It was fine.
And as Shai says, I would actually say if you beat the game in solo, his story arc and personality change makes no sense by the end, which is a big contentious issue with this particular game, which is a shame. So Carver is a member of the Earth Defense Force Special Operations, same branch as Dead Space 1. Remember the guys from the USM Valor who were like, hey, we found that escape pod? Same guys. Just he's not like as gullible, I guess. He looks like he belongs in effing Gears of War, says Shai. Yeah, he kind of looks like Dom's angry brother.
Yeah.
He definitely does. And he was born on Mars during April 21st, 2477. He's 37 years old. Not been a kind few years for John. He looks like he's in his 40s.
He looks like a grizzled 50-year-old war veteran.
Yeah. Marcus Phoenix's angry younger brother. But yeah, he's earned 9 commendations during his tenure. He's been demoted from 2 commissions to sergeant. So he's, again, like Gears, he's one of those characters who could be like a captain or higher, but because of his actions, he's demoted constantly, or say constantly, a few times, enough to make him like a grunt or like a senior grunt, I guess you could say. he married a data archaeologist called Damara. And Damara, fun fact, is friends with character from Dead Space 2, Ellie Langford, the Australian. And they started dating back when they lived on Haven Prime, where Ellie was. And he also knew a guy called Captain Robert Norton. So bear that in mind. Norton will be relevant in a little bit. So meanwhile, Isaac and Ellie, they break up during this time because Isaac's going through a lot. Unfortunately for Isaac, it's just like going through 2 necromorph outbreaks and living has a toll on your mental health, funnily enough.
Who could have known?
I was going to say, the fact he's even remotely functional is nothing short of a miracle at this point. Like, the guy deserves the quietest of retirements, not being thrown into anything else.
Yeah, Isaac's like, I've dismembered more things than farming accidents. I'm going through a lot, like, poor Isaac. And so it's like, so they've broken up. He's very stressed because of the markers, and he's resolved to just never get involved with them again. He's like, I don't want anything to do with that. Whereas Ellie is like, no, you're a coward. You're the only one who could save potentially everyone. Step up to the plate. You wet wipe. And he's like, nah, no. And so they break up, which is a shame. And
so they break up because he is unwilling to do something marker related again, not because oh my god, you're crazy because something's been fucking with your brain for 2 whole games. It's specifically because he doesn't want to go back to the marker, justifiably.
Yeah, and to be fair to Isaac, first game, he loses his girlfriend and all of his crew. Second game, he plays right into the marker's hands up until the very end, almost gets Ellie killed, and also loses an entire station worth of people, from 100,000 people that he wasn't involved in to 1 million-ish people died because of your actions. Understandable. Fair enough.
100%. I would never leave my house again. I'd be like, also, well, clearly this is not a good idea, me doing literally anything.
I like Shai just saying, God forbid man suffer from PTSD in peace. Women, am I right? In capitals. Wow.
I'm not touching that one. No, I'm not touching a single thing you just said. Neither side of that. I am taking the Isaac route, and I'm not getting involved.
But yeah, so at this time they've broken up, but Carver and his wife Damara, Dr. Damara, they have a boy called Dylan. His name is John. They have a boy called Dylan. And Carver is a career soldier. He struggles being a dad. He becomes very irritable around Dylan, and eventually his anger issues lead to him assaulting a superior officer. He's bitter because he could have been maybe a higher ranking officer, but his anger issues get the better of him, and family life is not working for his temper. He hates himself for raising his kid on this bleak barracks world and sidelining his wife's career to do so, which only exacerbates his anger issues, which leads to him having domestic abuse against Dylan. And John never wanted his son to become a soldier. There's an audio log of you find, his wife gave Dylan a soldier toy, and he's like, never give him that again. Throw it in the bin. How could you? I don't want him to be a soldier. It's a terrible life. Don't put these ideas in his head. He's too naive, and he has a real go at her. And he's like, don't glorify the military. It's not worth it. But it's the only thing he knows how to do. And so he's immensely guilt-ridden for his actions, basically assaulting his son. And he basically he basically continues to lie to Damara to try and keep the peace. And he's further alienated from his wife, leading up to the point where he attempts suicide, and his wife walks in on. Yeah, and then she walks in on him, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing." And that further alienates them. He takes every chance he can get to get away from. Shall I say? Just tasting my Glock, honey. Wow,
jeez, right.
Gotta make sure it's seasoned. Yeah,
just licking the plasma cutter, hun.
Oh, not the plasma cutter. Jesus.
# lick the cutter. And anyway, he's like, I'm going to take any chance I can to get away from my family. Any posting, any mission that's away from my family, I need time for myself. And eventually they moved from Keyhole Station to an EarthGov facility on Uxor in the outer rim of space. And Damara is working on the Red Marker project. And John is accommodated as a result to garrison duties on the site. So they're like, hey, your husband can come with. We'll just like put him on the perimeter. But like try not to tell him too much about the operations we're doing here. And this is, as I said before, where Danik's about to launch a raid. Oh no. So
Yay.
he's arguing with his captain saying Uxor's like security is spread too thin. We aren't able to defend this properly. He's reassigned to patrol duty around the perimeter of the Marker Shroud 4 test site for 18 hours straight for his insubordination. And during this time, he's contacted by Damara, and he's like, "Hey, what's that?" I say, "Oh, we need to talk. Blah 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 blah." And she's like, you got rid of our weekend furlough because of your temper. We could have spent time with our son. He's about to go to bed, and you didn't send him like a message before he went to bed. You're a terrible father, blah blah." And he's like, hang on. Maybe you'd be better off without me. Like, oh, not going well for John. And the argument is interrupted as he discovers that there's a scanning device that's been sabotaged on his patrol. And he goes, uh-oh. He says, Damara, you need to wake up Dylan. You need to get to the nearest blast shelter and get the hell out of here. But it's too late. The unitologists have shot missiles at the Marker suppression dome, and now it is released, free to do what it does best, making a gribbly.
Oh, boy. You just love to hear that. You just...
we love it. And as like John's like, oh, we need to like warn the orbiting fleet, an EMP is broadcast by the Red Marker, bringing one of the ships down, the USG Perseus, which crashes into the residential district. Oh no. He rushes to find Damara and Dylan in Science Block 6, and he's attacked by the necromorphs. He manages to survive the encounter because he is a soldier. He is a badass. Unfortunately, he is captured by the unitologists, and Danik is there. And Danik interrogates him, and he's like, oh, I need to know about your wife's work on the Marker, blah, blah. He doesn't give them anything. But his accomplice finds an archive piece of data on Carver's posting. They basically uncover, oh, this is where your family lives, blah, blah. So Danik goes, all right then, John, I'm off to go to Unit 16 to interrogate your wife and child. Kill him when you're done. So he walks off, well, runs off probably. And as they're about to execute Carver, there's a necromorph outbreak. He uses this to escape the facility and reach his family. He reaches his home, only to discover that his wife and child are now necromorphs. And
I was worried that's where this was going.
He's going to be forced to gun them down, saying, I'm sorry, as he does so. But,
oh boy.
Yeah, Carver's already having like the worst time imaginable. So he's having an emotional breakdown after he like puts down his wife and child. And as he puts the gun back in his mouth, as he did before, he's stopped by a transmission from Ellie Langford because she knows Damara. She's trying to contact her because she knows what the unitologist's doing. And he's like, oh, okay, put this out now. Put it back in the holster. What's this about? And
not today, old friend.
Not today. Ellie tells Carver, oh, by the way, I know about your wife's work on the Marker. She left a data stick, and he finds it, like, the transmission comes from, like, a stuffed doll, which he rips open and finds, like, oh, there's a data stick and this thing. Oh, you were working with Ellie. You were working with my wife, Ellie. Ah, this data stick contains all of her research on the Red Marker. Oh. And he's like, okay. He doesn't tell Ellie this, but he's like, I know they're listening, the unitologists. Let's go meet at, this rendezvous. Don't worry about it. And he knows that they're going to get ambushed. And then they get there. As soon as they get there, Carver kills with a sniper rifle all of the people that are trying to ambush them. Completely murks all of the unitologists.
Nice.
That's
he's
quality.
He's not some Joe Schmo who's like, I like unitology. He's like a soldier. He's a trained soldier. So he kills them all. And then Ellie's like, why didn't you tell him? He's like, because you would have ruined the plan. I'd rather just do it myself. But
what a start to that particular relationship. First thing you do when talking to this person is use them as bait without telling them, but then actually follow through. What a maneuver.
And to be fair, Carver will use you as bait, but knowing that you'll survive, will get to someone who doesn't do that particular tactic. And the noise attracts necromorphs. It draws the necromorphs to the rest of the unitologists, allowing Ellie and Carver to escape. Then they are aided by Captain Robert Norton aboard the USM Eudora, who he served with prior, as I mentioned. And basically, they escape Uxor. Uxor is lost to the necromorphs / unitologists, and they start to pore over the data that was left behind by his wife. There's a massive cover-up of the marker research dating back 2 centuries that she's investigated, dating back when the sovereign colonies were a thing. And if you watched the first episode we did, you might remember some of the stuff we covered about the sovereign colonies who predated the EarthGov. And Ellie's like, look, the marker language on this drive is undecipherable. There's only one man I know who can decipher, like, marker gibberish. And, oh no, that's Isaac.
Yeah, that's Isaac.
But we're going to leave him alone for now because Isaac's been through enough right now. They say, okay, we've learned the source of potentially where the marker signal, the master signal, is coming from. And so with Damara's data, who's basically laying the foundation for, like, maybe the salvation of all of humanity, the team basically go to where essentially this signal is coming from. And they go to this place called Ptolemy Station, where there are these marker pylons attached to this giant spaceship. So it's like a normal spaceship, and they have these markers attached to the ship, and there's 3 of them, and they're just like hanging off the bottom of the ship. And they're like, oh, that's interesting. And the data suggests that these 3 markers can triangulate a position where the broadcasted marker master signal is coming from. So Damara has died for the sake of every unborn child that will ever be. Carver is like taking solace in, like, well, my wife's work is potentially going to be the one thing that's going to save us all and every unborn child that will follow us to be living a life. And he resolves to help Norton and Langford in their efforts to find the master signal. So they go to Ptolemy Station. It's an old sovereign colony ship abandoned during 2314. And the ship is, as I said, outfitted with 3 marker pylons on its underside. The team go in with a bunch of the soldiers that you might remember from Dead Space 1, the kind of Valor-esque Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And they extract the coordinates of the signal from the marker, because the 3 marker pylons make this like triangular beam that points way off into the distance. It's like it shoots like a particle beam all the way off, and they go, that's where the master signal is coming from. Okay.
Kind of looks like a Death Star beam.
Yeah.
Blue.
But
Yeah.
blue.
That's a weird looking ship.
Oh, yeah,
so cool. I love the art for that ship.
You know what it reminds me of? Metroid mixed with Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Original Ghibli. It's got like that kind of
that it does have that sort of I see it.
It's a strange one. But I like when ships aren't just like phallic things that just, oh, what's it shaped like? Okay. Like, is that's a trope.
Yeah.
It's a winky in space. It's pointy. Because that's most ships in sci-fi. And I'm like, that's so boring. Come on. Make them like chonky. Make them wide. Go on. Give them some girth.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like a Romulan ship from Star Trek. Yeah.
Bird of prey.
Yeah.
And yeah, so a team of soldiers with Ellie, John, Robert, they extract the coordinates and they destroy the ship before they leave so the unitologists can't get it. But they then realize we need a beacon to track the beam. So John's like, I used to live on a place called Keyhole Station. It's not close, but that's probably the best chance we have of doing that. So they go, okay, fair enough. And they venture to the Carina Nebula where Keyhole Station is. It's an old EarthGov marker research station because, again, Damara worked there previously. So, of course, it's got something to do with markers. And it's his former home. They find it's rife with corruption, which is the fleshy patches everywhere. And there's probably been a necromorph outbreak before. So there might be necromorphs lying dormant in wait. fun. So Carver's like, we should take the service tunnels because that's safer. Norton's like, no, we'll go main access. It'll save us time. Norton is attacked by a necromorph and almost dies, and Carver rescues him. And he's like, hey,
I told you. I told you.
And Carver's like, you may outrank me, but like, don't do that again. This is what happens when you don't listen to me. I should outrank you if I wasn't being like insubordinate. And so
I would be your boss if I wasn't incredibly
if I wasn't punching everyone who is above me, I would be higher ranked than you. And unfortunately, Danek's forces track them to this station. And Norton, like he's like, okay, the mission's more important than my bruised pride. And Ellie is separated from the main team. Danek's forces fire upon Keyhole Station, and a stray shot is what makes Ellie separated. Danek rebukes his subordinate by just like shooting him in the back of the head, because of course it's Danek. That's what he does. He's like, do you forgive me? He's like, I forgive you.
Boom.
And so
you'll never make that mistake again.
Exactly. Like Lord Vader. Like that kind of villain arc.
Yep.
And Ellie finds upon a technician called Jennifer Santos and a marker ops research scientist, Austin Buckle, who is a G. We'll get back to Austin. And Norton and Carver are now together. They manage to reach the control room. Ellie's team arrive at the hangar deck. And as they arrive, they're fending off groups of necromorphs. There's unitologists. There's obviously the EarthGov remnants. And they're all trying to like survive, but also get what they can out of the station. And Austin had prior experience as an engineer as part of the Sovereign colonies, fighting the Sovereign colonies as an engineer. So he's like imagine like old man Isaac. He's like, I've not had a necromorph outbreak. I've got a bit of a dad bod, but like I'm an engineer like Isaac. Game recognizes game. I'm a good fella. I love Austin. I love Buckle. He's a good chap. And Norton is like, okay, you guys escape using the sublight flyer on the ship. Me and Carver will activate the guns to destroy Danek's vessel or damage it as best we can, and we'll shoot the shock ring you're going to escape through, so they can't follow you. And they're like, okay, cool. So Ellie's team used the station shock ring to venture to the marker signal origin point, and the origin point is a planet very far out of the solar system called Tau Volantis. And I'm sorry that the word Tau is in that. That is cringe. They are Warhammer Blue Man Group. That is a bit cringe. Gundam and Warhammer. But
Tau has been used for more than just, Warhammer, right? Like,
yeah. But I'm sorry I had to remind people that Tau exists. Because
Tau and the phase chasm that they've got.
I'll tell you who didn't remember. The 11th edition trailer didn't remember the Tau.
No, it didn't.
No, it sure didn't. But yeah.
And yeah, so they destroy the shock ring. Norton and Carver are like, oh, we'll escape Keyhole Station on the Eudora. But the only thing we have to locate Ellie is we have to decode this marker gibberish that we uncovered. And there's only one man who can help us with this gibberish, and his name is Isaac Clarke. Isaac.
Yep. The boy's back.
Yep. And I will say, Norton is an asshole, even in this graphic novel. He sees his men, including Carver, as expendable if they can do the job. He thinks Isaac is a lunatic. But to be fair to him, he knows that unitology is keeping eyes on them all the time. And he's like, when we get to Isaac, it is very likely we will be set upon by the unitologist, because you'd have to be a moron not to keep an eye on the one guy who survived 2 unitologist / necromorph outbreaks. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to throw shade at our boy Isaac, but I feel like for a good chunk of the second game, he was kind of the definition of a lunatic. Like he was properly off his face. It wasn't his fault. I'm not saying it was his fault. Definitely not his fault. But it's not. There's been choices, marker influenced choices in his past that I think calling him a lunatic is not. It's not the worst thing you could call him technically.
Yeah.
even if he is still, mostly with it. And, well, I say mostly with it, he doesn't want anything to do with any of this, which means he's probably a lot more sane than most of the people that are surrounding him. But,
Yeah.
I get. I was going to say at this point, how sane are we really calling Isaac?
Well, they leverage that against him when he breaks out in Dead Space 2. He's like, violent criminal on the loose. He's in a straitjacket. What more do you want? Like, yeah.
Obviously crazy.
Yeah. And then he's just like, I'm just going to go like back to Titan Station and try and invest in crypto or something. I don't know. I'm already off the deep end. That's like, let's go full ball.
I've already gone crazy. I might as well invest all of my currency into crypto coin. It's like, oh no, Isaac, please don't let the marker do it to you.
And Shai does mention, hilariously, is actually the most sane of them all because he's immune to the marker BS. Well, the whole conclusion of Dead Space 2, where he fights Nicole as like the representation of the marker's influence, is like, yeah, he puts that demon to rest. And I will say, the entirety of Dead Space 3, Nicole does not have any bearing on it other than his guilt that she died. It's more a case of the marker can't use that trump card against him because it's like, hey, I've conquered my inner demon. Yeah. That's not going to work anymore. So that's kind of a nice thing. Whereas Carver is the kind of replacement for Isaac's experience in Dead Space 2, which is quite cool. And yeah, like Shai says, Carver suffers from marker dementia, Isaac doesn't. So Carver starts seeing things, whereas Isaac, if you play as Isaac in the co-op, he doesn't.
Okay.
But before we crack on to the lore, I'm just going to quickly outline why Dead Space 3 isn't a good game in broad terms. First and foremost, the game throws enemies at you. If the first and second game were masters of like tension, this game is like, how about we multiply the amount of enemies by like 5 to 10 and just whomp you with enemies. The upgrade system has been stripped down, so now you can upgrade any weapon at any time or armor even. And as long as you have the gubbins to do so, it doesn't matter. Speaking of gubbins, resource upgrade packs were sold as a microtransaction for the game, and you can still buy them today to give you like an advantage early on. And certain passive armor effects from upgrading your armor in the previous games has largely been removed. All guns share one ammo type, which means that there's no point in having a variety because you can just use the same gun once and that's all you need. They added connect voice commands.
Oh, that's right. They did, didn't they?
Why though?
Why? I forgot all about the connect. Oh,
remember connect? No. I want to connect my fist to my retinas. Oh no, I remember connect.
Oh boy.
The co-op nature of the game's design made the single player very top heavy because if you play co-op, the horror element is kind of gone because you have someone watching your back the whole time. Power nodes are now gone, so you can speed run certain upgrades. Like when I replayed it, I was just like, plasma cutter, full upgrades, health full upgrades, don't worry about oxygen, don't worry about kinesis. I soared through the whole game. Plus the fact that the plasma cutter you can attach with another plasma cutter underneath, so you have like 30 shots. It's like, yeah, this is so easy. The enemies don't really feel as threatening because you're bombarded with them, and as such, stun locks are not as prevalent, so you can get hit by something and it's like, I don't care, I'll just bang and smash through you. There are I can't stress this. From the beginning of the game, there are dozens of medkits in every level. There are dozens. Like, I couldn't pick them all up because I didn't have enough inventory, and I wasn't using them because the game gives you so many weapons. They front load the first part of the game with space segments, and then after you get to Tau Volantis, they're all gone for the rest of the game, and it's just a bland snow kind of. There are some like interesting-ish areas, but it's like it's snowy now, no more space. Some optional objectives are only co-op, so some stuff in the single-player experience you cannot experience unless you are playing co-op. So certain parts are segmented away from the experience, and because it's a post-outbreak setting, so like Dead Space 1, it was post-outbreak, but it was still lingering. Dead Space 2, it was like the beginning-ish of an outbreak. Because this is like 200 years after an outbreak, all the necromorphs are kind of very decomposed. And so you don't have any, after like the first chapter, there's like no connection to the galaxy at large. You feel very much like people could be going shopping. People could be having a time of their lives. They could be going to bowling or the cinema, all the galaxy away, and they have no idea what you're doing. It's like 5 characters for the whole game that you interact with, and so the stakes feel a bit like, I know it's like, oh, the entire galaxy could be threatened by this, but you don't really, after the first chapter, see how you interact with the world at large. And like Shai says, suffer from EA's goal around 2010, 2013 that can be summed up as, we want the Call of Duty's audience and cover shooting with humans. Hooray. That's why I want, cover shooting is the thing in this game. You can just crouch behind boxes and like, no, this sucks.
It is kind of like taking all the things that made the first 2 different and then just tossing it all out the window in favor of making it more like any other
modern shooter.
It's like, oh, we have this kind of fairly unique setup with a really interesting premise, and a lot of it, there's, you are quite isolated in your horrific journey to survive this nightmare. Let's remove almost all of that, and just have it be sort of what you're used to from most other things. Weirdly, it's making me think of one of my favorite game reviews I ever came across was one by Stephanie Sterling years and years and years and years and years ago, and the review was incredibly short, or at least the kind of the statement on the game was incredibly short, which was, Alone in the Dark is a co-op shooter where you kill enemies by turning on the lights, meaning that you are neither alone nor in the dark. And it's making me think of that. Like, it genuinely is making me think of that, where it's like, you're on your own. It's a battle for survival. There's all these horrific enemies. You're not on your own. It's like, it's just all the things that made it what it was is just like, not this time. Which,
And it's a shame that, like, after you, like, try a little bit of, like, upgrading, the whole dismember mechanic is kind of null and void, because you can just be like, I don't care, blam, 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 blam. And you can just, like, camp some of the, like, vents. It's like, it shows how uncreative it got. Was like, 7 enemies will spawn from 1 grate. And if you just stand by it, you'll watch them jump in. You just trip them up by the legs. You trip them up by the legs. It's like, and it makes the game a bit of a slog in some regards, because there's just so many enemies. The game is always combat, so there's no plateau for you to appreciate the level design or some of the quieter moments. It more or less completely gets rid of some of the subtle, like, what do you call it, like messing with you moments, where like Nicole would be like, I know what you had for breakfast. Like, it gets rid of all of that for just shoot the thing. I need to wait. I'll be back in 2 seconds, because I think Shai's giving me sanction to quickly have a wee.
Yeah.
Okay.
The clock has started. I'm counting down 2 seconds. Oh, Bush.
Oh no, I rolled over a sprue. I didn't know there was a sprue on the floor.
Dun dun dun. Now your chair's broken.
Shit. No, the sprue's broken.
Oh.
The chair's fine. It's a sprue for a castle that I'm doing a video on, and I think I've snapped one of the things on the sprue. That's a shame.
That's what they make glue for, right?
Once it's fine. I've snapped the hinges off a small door, which is not ideal.
Not ideal. Yeah, definitely not.
Just won't show that bit. One of the greatest cons I ever pulled. It's not really a con, but it was just one of those unfortunate situations where I printed some stuff for a sponsored video, and in transporting the finished models, I fucking tripped on the step out of the garage and dropped
I'm back.
a couple of
Sorry
them.
about that. I knew it would be distracting if I was going for like the next 2/3 of the script, like sorry about that.
No, totally fair.
Much better to take a break. Yeah, don't worry about it, dude.
Yeah. I dropped them, and I snapped several models, and so, but I only had like 2 days to finish the video and to film painting them, so I just glued them back together, even though pieces had shattered off. And I just filmed them in such a way that you could never tell that they were the casualties of being dumped on a concrete floor. And I was like, someone's going to notice. Someone's going to notice, and they're going to be like, what the fuck is this? And I'm going to have to try and explain. No one did.
It's the casualties of war, mate.
Got away with it. Cut this bit out. This can't stay in.
Nah, leave it. Leave it in, Shy. Just share it with me, note at all.
There we go. All right. We're going to resume in 3, 2. And so now, that's basically the entirety of the graphic novel stuff. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the game itself. And we've already covered a little bit of this in our first Dead Space coverage, because we talked about the sovereign colonies and all that. So there will be a little bit of overlap, but I'll try and avoid some of the stuff I've already talked about. So we actually start Dead Space 3 not playing as Isaac, but a new character called Private Tim Kaufman of the Sovereign Colonies. And this is on the world of Tau Volantis, 200 years before the events of Dead Space 1-ish. And he's a mild-mannered soldier, again, basicest rank you could get, like brand new, fresh green kind of guy. He barely knows how to fire a rifle, and yet, during June 18th, 2314, 200 years before the events of the main game, and 100 years following the original finding of the black marker, Tim is going out into the snow as the way that we start this game. And if you play co-op, there's also another guy called Private Samuel Ackerman from the 41st Engineering Regiment who accompanies you. He's the guy in the background. And they've both been drafted by a Sovereign Colonies scientist called Dr. Earl Serrano. And he's the head of the civilian archaeology branch. And Scenario 5, as we mentioned before, has been enacted. For a very brief recap, Scenario 5 is this facility was studying a red marker. Scenario 5 is the 5 of 5th options where we've messed up so bad we need to massacre everyone involved to prevent this outbreak of necromorphs spilling over to anywhere else. So they're disabling vehicles, they're killing officers and grunts alike, and once the officers and high-ranking people who've done their job have succeeded, it's their turn, and they will willingly bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Both in terms of like physical
and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively, they are biting a bullet. Yeah.
They are biting at least one bullet each. However, Dr. Serrano tells Tim, we can stop the necromorph outbreak. I've been studying something, and I know how to fix everything. And the day before, General Spencer Mahard actually threatened Tim to being resigned to peeling spuds for the rest of his career because he wanted to take all the guns out of the armory, and bits were missing. And Tim was like, I don't know what to tell you. And so, like, Mahad basically, like, chewed him out for it. But the duo are looking for a device which will be the MacGuffin of this game called the Codex. And they go through this crashed vessel called the Mule. They fight some necromorphs. They locate the Mule, but as they find it, the Mule begins to detonate, plummet off the cliffside, and Sam is instantly killed.
Oof.
And poor Sam, rip Sam. And so General Serrano is at the base of the mountainside. Tim's looking around. There's like bodies that are like they're catching some rope, if you know what I mean. And Tim's like,
oh no.
And Mahad's like, we've lost control. And he takes the codex off him. He's like, do you love your family, son? Do you love Earth? He's like, of course, sir, of course. He's like, yeah, good. Good to hear that. And then he domes him with a revolver.
Of course he does.
Of course he does, yeah. Shy posting the, that's one loose end Call of Duty. No, Ghost, no. And basically, yeah, so Mahad's now killed Tim. He has the codex. He wipes clean all of the data on this codex device for, at the moment, unknown reasons. And as he's now killed the last person who could have maybe got people off planet, maybe ended whatever what was going on, he self-deletes himself. And that's the prologue to Dead Space 3. What a way to start a game.
Yeah.
Full on, absolutely full on start to anything. You know what? It's not often I say this about people who go around, offing other people after saying things like, you love your family, son. But hey, he at least had the conviction to follow through on the plan, like, to the letter.
Yep.
He didn't
sure
get like
did.
partway through and go, "Oh well, all the people who don't matter are gone. It's just me. I can keep a secret." I mean, he did it. He ticked off he nearly ticked off the checklist. I'm presuming he ticked himself off before, committing the act, but still, he did the whole thing. That's it's not a good character in terms of morality, but
Well, even like Shai said, he also participates in Glock tasting competition. I'd rather say, the sword of justice. Take this to the Holy Land and stop your own crusade. Good film. But yes, anyway, back to Isaac. Isaac's still alive. He's still on the lunar colony. He's brooding. He's kind of wallowing in self-pity. He's fed up with the markers. He's fed up with the unitologists. He's clearly aware that they're attacking the colony, but he doesn't want to get involved because he knows that he might make things worse. However, Deus Ex Machina, Carver's got a gun to his head. He's like, "Oi, you're coming with us, bish." Carver's involved now. Little would Isaac know, as he's like being what I can only describe as being mounted by a gun-wielding Carver, that this is now his best friend. And
Being held at gunpoint will do that to you, won't it?
and then Robert's there as well. He's like, "Hey, by the way, we want to save Ellie. That we're basically the last battalion of EarthGov. The unitologists are attacking the colony en masse. They're trying to kill you specifically. We need to get out of here." So armed with nothing but a plasma cutter and a small pistol that, like, Carver gives you a pistol, and like, you could give me like a rocket launcher. Like, I'm just how easy you want this to be? Like, come on, give me something a bit bigger than that. But anyway,
again, risky move. Giving the guy who you just pointed a gun at and said, "Come with me right now," a pistol. Like,
yeah,
Isaac's been through it. You can't guarantee that he won't just be like, on the other hand, I'm going to shoot you in the head. It's a non-zero chance, is what I'm saying.
And, all he needs is the plasma cutter. He didn't even need a gun. Like, just get the plasma cutter. That's all he needs.
The game gives you both guns, and bear in mind I've said that they both share ammo. So I essentially threw that piece of crap away instantly. I was like, I don't need your military hardware BS. Give me the mining tools. Come on.
That got me through 2 games and 2 separate xenomorph incursions. Like, come on,
no
man.
help. A line cutter. I see you there. I don't need your help. I appreciate you, but I don't need you. Get back in your lane, okay?
I'm just now having a mild brain issue over the logistics of a plasma cutter and a pistol. I'm assuming the pistol does not take, bullets in terms of the design of the pistol, because otherwise,
according to AA, it do.
Oh, so the plasma cutter also fires, but like. Just the very start of that makes the whole shared ammo system feel not just kind of boring, but also incredibly lazy and nonsensical.
As Shai mentions, even in promo images, Isaac refuses the military shooter crap and sticks with mining tools because he's a G.
That's what he should.
Hell exactly.
Yeah.
It's trusty. Look at all the stuff I got him through. Like,
yeah. Me, when someone offers me like a real gun, get out of here.
Yeah, he killed a freaking hive mind with the thing. Why is he going to take a pistol?
Yeah. So now, armed as he is, we bump into the first enemies of the game as Isaac, which is the first time we ever fight human beings. The unitologists attack us, and now, Shai, we get to mention the iconic unitologist suicide bomber who just steps on a car and goes, "Ah!" and he just blows up in front of you. And it's my favorite GIF reaction ever, because anytime anyone disagrees with me on anything, I just send this and I visibly go, "Ah!" because it's so amazing. I love it.
Crazy. All right.
And Shai loves it too. Exactly. See, Shai gets it. So yeah, this is the first time we ever fight human beings in these games, and it's not great because in order to make them like viable, there's a cover mechanic where literally you don't stick to it like Gears of War. You just kind of crouch behind chest-high walls, and they die to a few bullets. They have hit scan weapons, but they're really like they take a while to like. I have him in my sights. Can I shoot that guy? I'm going to give him a second to shoot me first. It's not very well done. It's not great. Isaac then fights through the unicologist and causes a pileup. He casts like magic missile, and he causes a freeway to just like slow down a few cars, which means that like a dozen cars crash into it and block the freeway. And Isaac's reaction is, "Whoops!" So like, Isaac, they were civilians, man. What was that about? Jeez.
I mean, to be fair as well, I get that is bad, but it's also just occurred to me.
But here we go.
Isaac has spent his time shooting necromorphs, which, you know, it's fairly well known at this point. You go for the limbs, right? That's got to be a hard habit to break for a man who has shot a lot of necromorphs. How many unitologists did he just slice the legs off of before someone went, Isaac, come on, dude, you've got to at least double tap.
Isaac,
what is wrong with you?
Muscle memory, yeah, and it's just a holy grail situation, and it's like, why is there just a torso here? Guys, you gotta. Listen. What do you want from me? Come on, go for the legs.
Man buys a rotisserie chicken from the nearest supermarket and just pulls all the limbs off. Like, Isaac, what is wrong with you? Eat it like a normal human being. He's like, I'm okay. Anyway, one fun thing I liked about this game is there are, quote, artifacts you can find which have little like bits of lore and stuff. And the first one you find is a little recording talk. Well, not recording. A little bit of text that says about how EarthGov can't contain the violence that started since Uxor 16 days prior. So Carver's experience was about 2 and a bit weeks before. 5 colonies have gone dark, with several government buildings being bombed by the unitologists. Isaac arrives at the Dredger Corps offices, which is fun because if you remember, Dredger Corps was mentioned in the original game. They're the guys who unearthed the original black marker 300 years ago. So they're quite rich. He comes face to face with Danik, man just shoots him, say, bish, blap, I shot you. And he's like, Isaac, I'm going to reveal to you what I'm doing. I'm going to, there's a marker site over there. Trust me, bro. I'm just going to reveal it. And I got to be honest, looking at the source, it does remind me of this particular building from London. Kirioth, are you familiar with this building?
The Gherkin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like an evil gherkin.
It really does look like an evil Gherkin.
Yeah, Shy, it was a very now that you've cornered me, let me reveal to you my entire evil plan in painstaking detail. It's like, what?
Yep.
All right. Sure, I guess.
Canary wolf. But yeah, so he's like, hey, here's this like shell protecting this marker. This ominous glowing red building is concealing a marker. Like, no. And he's like, hey, by the way, I've planted explosives. Watch this. Completely destroys the shell. This red marker is now loose on the moon orbiting the Earth, which is a plot point I want to mention later. But I won't mention it now. But it's like, this is the closest you get to like the heart world of like Earth and humanity. So
yeah.
That's bad. Isaac manages to escape Danik by doing the whole like he's aiming a gun and he goes, and he just kind of edges the other side and dodges the bullet. He does that twice in this game, and he falls into a pile of corpses. You fight the first necromorphs, and like considering the marker was released like 10 seconds ago, and you're fighting necromorphs, it gives you an idea of how quickly they can adapt. Although I have comments about this specific type of enemy you fight later on, but we'll get there. Okay. You bump into some enemies. They now have ranged attacks and sprout more limbs when you damage them. Fun times. But you find if you look for the collectibles, a missive from Unitology that are like, he's stating that the markers that humanity has made are impure and they're blasphemies, bastardizations of the originals, blah, blah, blah. And the prior events were not, quote, true convergence. So Isaac repairs a train to get to the Eudora with Carver and Robert. He has a little nap and wakes up to find Carver staring at a photo of his family. And he's like, what's that? He's like, nothing. Shut up. Go away. And then basically, with Isaac's help, Robert manages to jump to where Ellie's coordinates are alongside soldiers Locke and Mark Rosen. And they're EarthGov soldiers, some of the few that are remaining. and they arrive in orbit of a planet called Tau Volantis, 13 days following Ellie's team's venture. And as soon as they arrive, minefields attack them. Like, oh no. So these are old, like, sovereign colonies, minefields. They've been waiting for 200 years for anyone stupid enough to try and get to Tau Volantis, because they were thorough. Give them credit, they were thorough. They did not want anyone getting involved with Tau Volantis.
Yeah.
And basically, you arrive in orbit, and like the Eudora is being attacked by mines. It gets broken, and as you locate Ellie's SOS beacon on the SNS Roanoke, Isaac finally puts on an EVA suit. The whole first bit of the game, he's like, I'm just going to be in my civvies. He's like, bro, you're fighting necromorphs. You need a little bit of protection between you and their, like, appendages. Come on.
But you gotta have that epic moment where he finally puts on the suit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just kind of coalesces
they
and
milk
the face
it.
shield. Yeah,
He
you need
like,
it.
puts on the suit, and then he gets jettisoned into space, and he has to, like, grab at his helmet to put it on so he doesn't suffocate to death. Like, they milk it. I'm like, I'm here for it. I gotta be honest. I'm like, that's good shit. That's good.
It's like an Iron Man moment where it's like, put on the suit, Tony. Put on the suit, Tony. Come on, put on the suit, Tony. Push the button. Yeah, put the briefcase down. Let it turn into the suit. Come on. Yeah, you need it.
And so the Eudora is lost. There's no way that's getting out of it. So the remainder of the team are like, we'll board the Roanoke. That's where Ellie's team is. That's the best place we got. The orbit is littered with the entirety of the remainder of the Sovereign Colony's fleet. So they basically go like, let's go on like the big one that Ellie's on. And they already, as soon as they enter, are like, there's blood etching saying all is lost. Not a good sign. You go through some corridors, and instantly there's like what I can only describe as like cocooned necromorphs who are centuries old, but they're reviving. So there's obviously something going on. And again, like Shai says, ship space design. It doesn't look like a peen. It's got some angles to it. I'm here for it. Hooray!
Oh yeah, that's a weird ship too. Like it's got like the sort of like half stadium.
It looks
Coliseum
like a Beyblade
wall thing. Yeah, kind of. It kind of does look like you could like take the later part of it and just let it rip and a top will fly down from it. Yeah, it does. You're right.
It kind of looks like they just took like 3 distinct but functional parts and went, well, we don't need to make this aerodynamic. It's in space. Slap them together. Off we go. Stick a corridor between each bit and that'll be fine.
And again,
I guess that's true. In space, you don't really need to be aerodynamic, do you?
Well, it kind of depends. Like if it's not a warship specifically, if it's like a ship to house people, you need maybe like habitation. You need a place to grow food. You need a place to power the station. It's like Titan Station again was a fun design because it's like this is what's left of Titan's moon. Let's make something out of that, and like it has a center of gravity, and that helps, and blah blah blah. Like inventive rather than just like winky in space, it pointy. That's where the gun go at the front. Like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you don't want the sports car in space.
Yeah, Mr. Ferrari. So they find records of General Mahard usurping Admiral Marjorie Graves of command, and that's like, oh, so she didn't want to be part of Scenario 5. You're set upon by new lurkers who, unfortunately, I'm afraid to say, there are no children you can massacre in this game. So instead, the game's like, hey, do you know what? Sovereign Colonies had a canine unit. Oh, no.
No, not dogs. Oh.
No.
Can you pet the dogs in Space Marine, or in Space Marine 3? In Dead Space 3?
If you mean curb stomp, then yes, you can pet the dogs.
That's not what I meant. That is not.
It's just like normal dogs.
So I was like, that's way more evil. I hate kids. You and me both, Shy. You and me both.
Yeah.
So basically, Marjorie's gone a bit insane. The dog unit's becoming necromorphed. No babies on the colony ship. So Isaac repairs the ship's generator. He locates Ellie's team. Robert kisses Ellie. Turns out Robert and Ellie, since the breakup, have been a thing.
Dun dun dun.
Can't have that.
This won't affect Isaac at all.
Isaac grabbed the plasma cutter even tighter. Went, this bitch. Soap opera, says Shy. Yes. That's what I want in my space horror. Soap opera. Exactly. I can't
It's
believe
human horror.
I can't believe you're dating that guy. He's a tool. So you venture to the Admiral's quarters and you find scrawlings of marker stuff. And Isaac, though he's free of Nicole's like influence, goes into like a trance-like state, and he just keeps going, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. And Carver's like, man, what the hell are you doing? He's like, oh, sorry. He's like, oh, sorry. I just lapsed. I think there's nothing wrong with that, with the Admiral. Turn it off, says, turn it off, turn it. Can hear for just me, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, and all it will go away, turn it off, turn it off. Yeah, exactly, Shy. Turn it off. Like
I would turn it off.
Switch.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Bit of Book of Mormon for you there. So Carver snaps him out of it, and Isaac now snapped out. Is like, oh, the Admiral wanted to find a key to an alien device. Maybe it controls the markers. Ooh, okay. So the team start like spitballing. They're like, "Oh, maybe."
Does he say it exactly like that?
He goes,
"Oh, love it.
hello. I think maybe.
I think maybe it'll turn it off.
Maybe I can turn it off through an alien device. Hello, sailor." No, he doesn't say it like that, Kirioth. I've got to be honest. But the team speculate, oh, maybe Tau Volantis is the like marker homeworld. Okay.
Garst.
And Norton's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. He's like, I'm getting out of here. I don't want anything to do with this. Let's get out of here. This is just bad news. He's like, maybe we can take the CMS Terra Nova, the most intact ship in orbit, and repair it and flee. And he's like, no, you wet wipe. We need to like save humanity and stop the signals. He's like, so the game introduces at this point optional objectives in the semi-open world style. And the annoying thing is, this part of the game is interesting because like you have space like floating, you have multiple objectives, and then as soon as you get to Tau Volantis, that's very much streamlined. But you can go to the CMS Brusilov, which is a co-op exclusive mission. But there are some tidbits about the outbreak. So the Brusilov, also known as the Surgeon, was a test site for the retrieved markers on the surface, because bear in mind I said markers, not marker. They found several. Captain Suzuki's ordered the elimination of the entire crew because they were slipping into indoctrination. But here's his mistake. Gave them time to get their affairs in order. No. Should have put the bolter to the
error.
Hello, Commissar. You should have got the commissars involved.
Yeah.
When their affairs are becoming horrific monstrosities, you don't want to give them time to get those affairs in order. You just want to get rid straight away.
Yeah. You just get down to business to defeat the Hun.
Let's get down to business to defeat the morphs. But the science team, they rebelled. And they said, I have got a good idea. How about we disable the life support systems? Let's vent oxygen into space, because the marker told me so. But then Suzuki, in attempting to survive, he put on an EVA suit. Turns out they punctured it with many holes. So as soon as they put it on, you're dead. Enjoy the void of space, idiot. So everyone died, including the indoctrinated people. So they've been reanimated by necromorphs, but just kind of lying dormant for 200 years. Once you're on board, you fight your way through. Carver hallucinates his son because he sees like these little like what are they called, like the they're in Overwatch, the nutcrackers. What are they called? Like little soldiers.
I haven't played Overwatch since beta. I don't know, man.
You play as Zendaya, whatever his name is, the character who's like he floats and he throws balls. And he's like toy soldiers. Yeah, toy soldiers, but they're like the ones who are like the Christmas theme. They have like the big tall hats and the bayonet rifles.
The nutcrackers?
The nutcracker, that's the one, the nutcrackers. Yeah, Zendaya, that's the one. I'm being silly. Yeah, so you see all these nutcrackers, and you restore life support. You find an alien red marker, not a human one, an alien built one. And with the necromorphs awakened, they cut off life support to try and kill you, but you escape. You then discover that the dig teams on Tau Volantis were going insane, so they stored them in ice upon the Terra Nova. And when you go to visit this place, you find your first and only time fighting the regenerators, which I thought was a bold choice. Like, oh, you're going to put the invincible necromorphs this early in the game, and there's multiple of them, and I'll never see them again? Okay.
Wow, that is that is an interesting choice, I guess.
You're like, oh my god, introducing them this early, this is going to be a right pain for the rest of the. Oh, never mind.
Chapter 4 of 20, and you're like, oh, they're gone now. Okay.
Wow.
Huh.
But next we enter the conning tower, and we find the remains of Lieutenant Tucker Edwards. And you think when you first enter, oh, he's still alive because he's laying traps and he's using the necromorphs to ambush you. But then you find his corpse, and it's like, yeah, his little fiefdom on Terra Nova. He was like, I'm just freaking out. Maybe they were correct that they were killing everyone. Womp womp. I'm gonna send more necromorphs after you.
Yeah.
Womp.
Well, whatever.
Eventually, Isaac repairs the fuel lines to the CMS Crozier, helping Rosen from before to fit the supply lines and locate a new engine. And Rosen is a dick, but can you blame him? He's like, hey, we're in the literally farthest ship from Earth that can be possibly found, and we only just found out about it because of your like marker gibberish. It's full of dead bodies. We haven't even touched down on the planet, and it's a nightmare. I don't want to be here. Like, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Rosen, yeah. You're a dick, but I understand why you're a dick. Because sometimes dicks are just natural, you know? Just makes sense.
Like a spaceship in the sky.
Yeah. And we find some flight recorders in the debris field to help give us like some trajectory, like information to reach the surface. Because bear in mind, there's so much debris, it makes Earth look like, do you know that thing of like in a few years, we might not be able to escape Earth's atmosphere because there's so much debris orbiting the planet because of like space ventures?
Yeah.
Like, it's worse than that. It's like you are not going to get to the surface unless you have trajectory data, and you're going to be like bobbing and weaving around all the like debris.
And all the satellites that we're throwing up there.
Oh,
and all
yeah.
the Starlink satellites that are roaming around and all that sort of just natural, human-made, man-made debris in space. Yep.
Shout out to Japan making these like nets they drag across to maybe catch stuff. Shout out to Japan.
Is Japan really? I don't want to derail it too much, but Japan's making a space net to catch all the debris, so that doesn't happen.
Make these,
really,
like,
I didn't know
space
that.
nets to try and like drag behind the spaceships to like roam in orbit, not to go outside of orbit, to maybe like catch some of the stuff and like couple it up, because it's getting a bit like, you can go on like websites right now and you can see how much debris there is, and it's like, oh, it's pretty insane. But anyway, welcome to acceptable losses. It's close to home. Oh no.
Honestly, that's kind of a cool revelation that they're making spaceships with like giant like net tarps behind. Anyway,
Shy
not to derail, but
I like the ones that shoot harpoons, says Shy. That would be pretty cool.
But yeah, my God, there's harpoon fishing for space debris. Hell,
real life
is fun too, guys.
Rules.
Real life is fun too, guys.
I thought you were talking about a Dead Space thing. We have a real life.
Oh yeah.
Space harpoon shooting for debris. Holy shit! All right, cool.
Yeah. Real life is fun too, folks. Go and touch some grass now and then. It's good fun.
Anyway. Do something with your life. Make a space harpoon to catch debris.
Yeah. But either way, they go, okay, let's like go down to Tau Volantis. We need to like lock in. So you got the engine, you got the fuel, blah blah blah. You plummet down. Locke is thrown from the ship. Poor Locke. She was a G. She's dead now. She's like, a bit of the ship tears off and she's just chucked out of the ship mid-orbit. Rosen's face is like cut in half by a piece of like shrapnel as you're like almost there. By Rosen. You see like when you like take him off like his like console seat, like there's just like one eyeball left and it's like fully open. It's like, why did you make this happen? It's like, I didn't do this. So it's kind of like harrowing. But either way, as you're almost there, Isaac and or Carver, depending on if you're playing single or co-op, their part of the ship is cut off from Ellie's part and jettisoned as you reach the surface. As you land, it's very cold, and Isaac's helmet is damaged. He can't survive in the cold for long, so you have to like run from heat source to heat source of the crashed vessel to survive. He sees a corpse.
Remember this part, yeah.
And he worries it's Ellie's corpse, and he digs it. I was like, oh no, it's Rosen. That's fine. Oh, phew! I thought it was someone important.
I was almost sad for a second there.
Thank God, no one I care about.
Oh, that was scary. But he manages to survive. You're now in the midst of the remnants of the sovereign colonies. You find recordings of accounts of mass starvation and strained supplies. Isaac locates Austin. Oh my boy Austin. He's freezing to death when you find him, and he's like, "Oh, everyone, we all found a bunch of EVA suits, but there weren't enough to go around, so I chose to stay behind." Oh, Austin. Ah.
Yeah.
And he's like,
he looks a little
Legend.
chilly.
yeah, but he's glad to see Isaac because during this time you've always been like, "Ah, you're an engineer, I am an engineer." Game recognizes game. But then he's like, "Oh, what about the basement of this facility?" He's like, "Oh, we heard scratchings around there." He's like, "We didn't think to check." And then he dies. And you're like, "Oh no, Austin.
Oh no, Austin,
Austin, no.
no.
We love Austin. He's good." Poor fella. Pour one out for a real G. Rip, says Shy. A rare sight in the Dead Space universe, considering how many dickheads there are around. Also, fun fact, you cannot desecrate his body. You can't stomp him. You can't shoot him. You cannot mess with Buckle. The devs are like, you are not putting any damage on this boy. Also, Shy says, I would say he probably lied. He lied he wouldn't just fit in the suit. Oh, Shy. A low blow.
Come on. He died for the cause. Have some respect
leave
for
my
Buckle.
dad bod man alone.
Fuck?
He's just so bulky.
Let him grill. He just wants to grill. Let him grill. So you venture into
He is grilled.
Yeah. Take that, Hank Hill. Wow. That's my Shy. So you venture into the basement of the outpost to find the team. Remember how I said people were starving?
Oh, cannibalism stuff.
I say we
meet
cooking up some long pig.
We meet a new type of enemy called the Feeder. They have no eyes. They've got no bloody eyes, and you can sneak around them, but I just like to just shoot them as soon as I see them. They attack you in a big swarm, but they're basically the replacement for the child necromorphs because they're so shriveled and what's the word? They're so malnourished that they're really thin. And so they just try to like claw your eyes out. And they also kind of like screech, they're like, go away from me, freak. And they just like run at you. And you fight through them. Yeah, they're says Shy, fight. They are very thin. And
yeah, they sure are.
You fight through them, you reunite with what's left of the team. So you got Carver, Norton, Santos, and Langford. And Jennifer's like, "Oh, I might have uncovered the marker signal origin point. However, as you're trying to make progress, Danek's men arrive in system. Oh no, they've tracked your location, and they've brought they brought the entirety of the Unitology militia to get the job done."
Sounds like a well-placed nuke could fix everything right now.
Yeah. So the team split up again. You managed to find this Nexus creature. So remember Dead Space 1, the end game boss was a Nexus hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
We find another one of those encased in ice.
Oh,
so
that's
Santos,
not good.
She's like, "Oh, despite that, it even with your experience, it's distinctly not human. It's kind of off." Okay. So Jennifer is like, "Hey, Isaac, could you build us like a probe gun? And I'll for the body if you can help me, you can for the body, and then we could like investigate this a bit better." But obviously at this point, the necromorphs take a little bit of a backseat. The unitologists are getting stuck in. They're committing ritual suicide, which is fun. You also find
different ideas of fun, but go on.
I mean, it's fun for them.
Fun for them, yeah. They're loving it. Unitology. Isaac finds looping videos of the sovereign colonies instructing people to commit scenario 5, instructing soldiers to assist other members of their peers who are less compliant with the instructions. Oh no.
That one classic image in red, that's just
I was just saying, can we just call it commit scenario 5 now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of saying the words, it's like, maybe you should go commit scenario 5.
That's a good shout. Yeah.
We
Scenario
can
5.
we can just like extend that across all future videos because that, frankly, scenario 5 seems to come up quite a lot.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have an easy to get past YouTube shorthand.
Yeah. So we next find an optional mission to uncover the first marker indoctrination on Tau Volantis, because as much as scenario 5 was a problem for the people involved, it was effective. Bear in mind, this is like almost halfway through the game. This is the first time we find like, indoctrination. And it's in this one specific area. So it did the job. And so we find notes of cannibalism. We also find out that there is a bunch of Scientology, did a slip again, unitology textbooks throughout this specific part of the game. Bear in mind that it was a pastiche on that. But yeah, so we find loads of, like, this is the first time we find the indoctrination and the people who are like true converts in its nascent stage. And so we find the materials to make the probe gun. Norton lowers us into the gullet of the Nexus body so we can shoot the nerve clusters with like the probe gun. It's a bunch of globby blobbies, I guess. They're like, I don't know how else to describe. They're like,
it's a bunch of globby blobby.
Blobby. They quiver and stuff. And you shoot them, and then like Jennifer's like, I don't think that's the right one. They're like, whoa. Like, shoot the other one. Oh, and you shoot them.
Why don't you shoot it? I don't want to do this anymore.
But after shooting enough of the clusters, you identify where the marker master signal is originating from, and it's via an encrypted radio transmission. So it's being broadcast from the CMS Greeley, and it's talking about a biological sample called Rosetta. So as we escape this particular nightmare, Norton's operating the cage that's being dropped in, and he just like leaves us there as the rest of the team leaves. He's like, I'm just gonna leave you in the cage. Bye, Isaac.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
And
sure, great, cool.
Turns out you catch up with the team and the unitologists have them at gunpoint. Turns out Danik has been working with Norton this entire time. And if you're eagle-eyed,
motherfucker,
you can actually see him communicating with him when you enter like one of the rooms, and he instantly shuts it off. But if you're very quick, you can spot it, and you talk to him. He's like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything." No. So Norton's like, "I wrote so many platinum albums. Do you remember Rocket Man? I'm going to bring about the resurgence of humanity. Check out my piano." And you're, oh no,
Benny and the fucking Jets.
What accent was that?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. I think you might have invented an entirely new accent.
Let's go. Anyway, go on.
So basically,
thanks, Sean.
That's great, and John DK. Well, I don't know about great. I'd say interesting. I'd say experimental, maybe.
It's not the Elton John that we've heard of. There's another guy called Elton John.
It's the AU. It's the AU Elton John, where he's from somewhere north of
Mars.
I don't know, Scotland.
That's Elton Eon. Anyway,
Benny and the fucking Jets, mate.
Anyway, so Danik betrays Norton. He's like, I'm going to execute the wall because I got what I wanted. Isaac again does the whole thing of like, I'm going to escape by the skin of my teeth because the Nexus Beast that you've just fought fully falls and gets involved. And you have to like shoot it in its belly because you shoot it like in Dead Space 1, but then it swallows you. And you have to shoot it's like, I can only describe it of like its ulcers inside. I got one more shot with you. Danny DeVito, and there goes my ulcer. So you managed to kill it after being swallowed with Carver, maybe not. And then eventually you're held by gunpoint by Norton, because Norton's all like, you're gonna get us all killed. Oh, she's not in love with you. You're an idiot. And then like Isaac just shoots him in the head. He domes him. Good job, Isaac.
All right.
Cool. Yeah,
cool. Hell yeah, dude.
About time Norton was put in his place, little bish. It's just, especially at the end when he's clearly being like slowly indoctrinated. He's like, she's not in love with you. And you go, yes, she is, bish. She loved me a long time. And then Isaac and Carver reunite with Santos and Ellie. Isaac explains, I had no choice but to kill Norton. He was crazy. He was trying to kill us. But Ellie claims he's intentionally trying to sabotage her life. Very soap opera. Come on, Ellie. We've got more important things. Also, Shai saying on Wiki, this image is called U_R_dead 2C underscore no big surprise. Very good. Well,
what a great name for a file. Golly. Yeah. Well done, Wiki. Well done. Well done.
So the what's the word for a trio? But it's a quarter. The quoro.
Wait.
What? Like 4 people? What?
The quad. There you go. Shai, the quad.
Okay.
That's very Mass
Effect. I was
gonna say.
I was like, are you thinking about the word quartet or like what?
Yeah, the quad. The quad. They start to ascend up the mountainside they're at to reach the signal origins point. Isaac starts pulling them up via a winch, and unfortunately, Jennifer Bestie, my gal, who like I gotta be honest, the lady who portrayed Jennifer is so lovely. She's like, there's a bit where you do like a mission to talk to her about the probe gun, and you talk to her, and she gives you this really nice smile, and I'm like, oh, she's my bestie. She's so lovely. She's attacked by a necromorph, a large one that's been hounding you for the whole game, and she's the only one left on the winch, and the mountainside is collapsing. Carver steps up and he's like, Isaac, you have to cut this loose, or we're all gonna die. And Isaac's like, no, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna help her. And then Carver cuts the line, and Jennifer dies. I'm like, no, that's my bestie. She was so lovely. No. She's dead now.
Yeah. That's a shame. Gotta do what you gotta do.
It's her turn, I guess.
Yeah.
She was so lovely. But anyway, so Isaac's very annoyed at Carver. And he's like, I had her. I could have saved her. And he's like, you couldn't have saved her, blah, blah. And Carver is very much like, he's like the between point of like Robert and Isaac, where Robert's like, any means necessary. Isaac is within reason. And Carver's in that middle ground. And he's now pulling towards. But either way, you manage to, you get pulled off the mountainside by this like gribbly wibbly. And you manage to finally kill it because you fight it a few times in the game. It's not a big plot point, but every time you're almost going to kill it, it runs away and it comes back regenerated. So eventually you just go like, hey, we're going to get some harpoons because harpoons make everything better. And you pull it apart by shooting it with 2 harpoons and just like ripping it to pieces. Like, yeah, get up from that. Respawn from that. Dodge this, said Trinity. And you trudge back through the caves, and as you're going through the caves, you realize, oh, there are so many red markers in the snow. Oh my word, there's like a dozen in this one corridor. What's going on here?
Oh, that's a lot of markers.
That's a lot. Yeah. And so you reunite with Ellie once more at the science lab. You're racing against Danik to assemble the biological subject known as Rosetta to create a new codex, as was explained in the prologue. And as we locate bits of Rosetta's body, we're taunted by Danik. Danik's like, you're stupid and silly. I'm a man of science. Fact. Humanity is intrinsically tied to the markers. Fact. We found out. Fact. I'm a lunatic. Like, okay, nice sunglasses, bro. There's prescription. He's like, Isaac, you're the doom of humanity. Unitologist forces are like thinning, but they're still getting more zealous as they do so. And regardless, we venture through the first instance of necromorph corruption within Tau Volantis. So you're like, oh, that's interesting. We haven't seen this the whole game. Now we're seeing it properly. It's because this area is like a specifically important area. And we get to Dr. Serrano's lab, who you might remember from earlier. He's been studying a necromorph body composed both of human and alien DNA. The plot.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dr. Alexei Buchek Buchev also investigated the body of Private Freeman, who became a necromorph. He pinned him to the wall, and he did like a seminar, like, here are his new organs. And he was like, hey, fun fact, even though he's been dead for a while, the marker signal is reanimating his like cells to this day. And even 2 million years after the alien subjects we found, their cells are still like rustling around and moving about. Like, that's quite impressive. Even when they're like thawed from being frozen. Flash thawing them isn't a permanent thing, but with the necromorph stuff, they're surviving like any damage they might incur. So the duo explore the barracks of the Sovereign Colony's 163rd, quote, Reapers Division. They discover the logs of a guy called Private Myers who wanted to join them so badly. He was like, oh, what do I have to do to join you? And they'd be like, you'd only be worthy to join us if we were all dead. So he took that as, I'm going to kill you all in your sleep, cut your heads off, and then I'll be the only Reaper left.
Wow. Man. Wow. Jesus, what a psychopath.
Yeah, that's what we call exploiting a loophole.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he's the one true Reaper. Carver is losing his shiz at this point. He's seeing his wife and child. He's destroying images of the marker within his own mind. And finally, he does manage to do what Isaac did in Dead Space 2 and overcome the indoctrination. We also discover brainwashing facilities left by the General Mahad, which are like, kill on command, all must die. He's like training his men to like kill anyone who would disobey Scenario 5. And as we find all the slates for Rosetta, we piece it together. We find it to be a pure, uncorrupted by the necromorphed alien life form. And by decoding its brain, similar to Dead Space 2 where the needle went in through your eye, we can create a new codex. Now, just going to put this out there. Audio warning, this has some loud points. But I would like you to watch this piece of footage I recorded from my replay, because this is important. So this is what happens when you reconnect all the pieces of Rosetta, and you see what happens when you activate the codex. So please, at your discretion, please watch the following video.
Okay.
All right, let's see what happens when we activate it. This could get a little weird. Fingers crossed.
All right.
This could get a little weird. Okay. I would say he's right, Dad. Gets a little weird.
I was going to say the exact same thing. To be fair, it was weird.
Well, yeah, he's spot on. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
All right. So would you like me to
sucked
explain
everything up, made a planet, and
would you like me to explain what just happened? What just happened?
I would. What did just happen?
Okay. So what just happened was we bore witness to the entirety of the previous alien civilization submitting themselves willingly to the marker signal. Convergence began. All the planet and maybe the galactic worths of like bear in mind, humanity is like branching out through the solar system. Imagine everyone from this species converging on Tau Volantis. They're all wearing robes. They're not fighting back. There's not a slasher or a lurker or anything involved. They are willingly submitting themselves to convergence. And in doing so, they give rise to the Brethren Moon. And this is the final stage of the necromorph life cycle. An entire species combined into a moon, which can traverse the entirety of the galaxy to feast on more creatures to create more moons. There's no struggle, there's no fighting, there's no slashes, no slaughter, just a bunch of zealots submitting themselves to convergence. However, at the last moment, some sort of alien machine rose up and flash froze the entire planet, interrupting convergence and freezing everything on Tau Volantis. That moon in orbit the entire time you've been playing wasn't just some moon. It was a apex necromorph. And the reason Tau Volantis is frozen is because the aliens that went before us sacrificed themselves, those of sound enough mind, to allow humanity a chance not to become part of the Brethren Moons.
Wow. Oof. So the whole point of necromorphs is to become this giant moon thing so it can eat planets and turn into more moon necromorphs?
Well, may I repeat some of the slogans of unitology? Make us whole.
Well, I guess.
And what was the thing that Isaac was seeing in orbit and in the ship? Turn it off. Turn off the alien machine.
Yeah.
Unity, convergence, make us whole. It's all about the distress call from this particular Brethren Moon trying to become whole again, trying to continue convergence, trying to turn off that gosh darn alien machine that's frozen it in place with enough sentience to drag another species to finish the job. The whole of the entire trilogy, it wasn't necessarily malevolence. It was a cry for help. It was the moon saying, please, Isaac, please make us whole. So Isaac pieces it all together very instantly. And he's like, we should stop this. This is bad. And then Danek's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Give me that codex. Gun to face. And should Danek reactivate the device with the codex, because he needs that to do so, the thawing will commence. The Brethren Moon will continue to subsume whatever is left of the alien civilization and the unitologists on Earth, on Tau Volantis, and become whole once more. The biomass will be complete. Very tyrannid of you. However, the crew break free of Danek's men by doing again the dodge move, like, are you gonna pull the trigger now? And they activate the kind of purge alien life form DNA thing, or purge all biomatter thing that they put in place from the sovereign colonies. One of the guys gets completely disintegrated. Danek escapes. Carver and Isaac get to the entrance of the room, and Ellie is stranded on a the main lab facility part as Gas fills room, and she's like, Isaac, I love you. As Isaac's like, no, we can't leave her. And then the door shuts, and Carver's like, man, she might be dead, but you have to get your head straight. We need to finish the mission. Isaac, get your head on straight. I know she was your girlfriend, but this is bigger than you and your love interest. There's more going on right now. You just saw what I saw. Crazy. An entire civilization of another species dying to make a Brethren Moon. Get your head on, mate. Come on. What are you doing?
Honestly, I'm with Carver.
He is right.
Don't get me wrong.
It's Isaac, more important than Ellie, and
yeah. It's not how every human works, and I acknowledge that. But there's a big sentient moon out there covered in skin or something. You don't want that waking up. Let's do something about it now while we can, right?
Covered in skin or something. I don't think the covered in skin part is the worst part of the apex necromorph, but you're right. I'm with you on that.
Fair.
Yeah. And so as we delve into the depths of the planet to confront Danek, we uncover alien ruins, the formless civilization of an entire species. And we also fight alien necromorphs. And technically, the like poppy baby ones from Dead Space 2 are aliens, but like we don't know that at the time. We actually fight like big hulking alien style necromorphs. And the art direction, can we just appreciate the art direction of this one point of the game? You're going through a dead civilization, it's aliens, you go through this area where you have to like decode bits of their like phonemes of how they talk and how they have like flute like vocals, so all the words have symbols, and so you have to piece it together by like the different like noises they make. As Shai says, it's very HR Geiger.
I was gonna say, like, these picture, like that
yeah.
picture you just posted immediately. I was like, man, that reminds me of Aliens, or like in what is it? Is it? Yeah, no, it's Aliens and in Prometheus where they're sort of going through the ruins and everything. Yeah, very, very, very HR Geiger.
Prometheus before it was Prometheus, because bear in mind this predated that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. I saw you did there, Mister. I saw you did, Mr. Director.
Okay.
But it's like we learn that the Brethren moon, the quote blood moon in orbit, isn't the only one. There's a network of Brethren moons who have consumed, as far as we know, every civilization outside of the Sol system. You want to talk about Tyrannus and Warhammer? Imagine that, but like on steroids. They have
they're all planet-sized things. Oh
Ugh.
no!
And the only reason humanity is alive is because of the sacrifice of the previous alien civilization, whose corpse we are rooting through.
Oh man!
That is very, very cool. It's horrible, like absolutely awful, but I love that.
Oh, Shai has brought up a
twist of the knife. Oh,
a good quote. Kirioth, do you want to read this one here from Shai? Because I think this is a very pertinent one, this quote.
I'll give it a go. I remember telling my college professor I wanted to study xenoarchaeology. He laughed right in my face. There's nothing to study, he said. It's all dead space. No alien life exists out in the universe. In a way, I guess he was right. There is no life beyond our system, only a trail of extinction wrought by the moons. It was Earl Serrano. Jesus.
Wow.
Ugh.
That's a lot.
What's a horrible answer to the Fermi paradox? Like, why haven't we discovered other life yet? It's because it's all been destroyed.
Yeah, because it was already discovered and eaten.
Yeah.
And this does have parallels with Mass Effect, just in the inverse, where it's like instead of robots, it's organics. And it's just the idea of like an entire civilization incorporates each Brethren moon, and humanity is literally just the last morsel of the galaxy's collective buffet. Oh no.
Yeah, I guess that is basically how the Reapers worked in Mass Effect, isn't it, Shai?
Yeah. So Isaac and Carver realized that, if we reverse the polarity of the codex, we can drag the Brethren moon that's like a proto, it's not fully formed, we can drag it into orbit and crush it to death. We can use gravity and science, I love science, to kill the Brethren moon. And therefore, if we can get there before Danik, we can reverse it, kill the Brethren moon, and then the other moons won't be able to contact it, and therefore we'll save just our little pocket of the galaxy from their predations for the rest of time. Awesome.
It's a tall order. It's a tall order, but it's. I just want to throw out, because a possum will kill me if I don't. Also, not dissimilar to the Revelation space series by Alastair Reynolds. A bit of something horrific wiping out all known life, and then humanity's like, where is everybody? Oh, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Lovely.
What's to stop the other apex xenomorphs from finding Earth and eating it exactly?
In Dead Space.
Since they can travel the galaxy?
Well, essentially, their inroad is this Brethren moon. If this Brethren moon is frozen, they can't contact it, so they can't find the last morsel they're seeking. So if a Brethren moon is returned to being like convergent, they'll contact it instantly, and they'll be like, finally, the what's the word? The accoutrements, finger
the
food.
after eight. The after eight.
The after eights are here.
and the coffee are now
Yeah.
served.
But there's a non-zero chance that the other moons could eventually find the Sol system.
Well, I will get to that later.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. But basically, the duo managed to get the codex back from Danik, and he's like, but then you receive a message from him later, like, oh, by the way, guys, I found Ellie. She's alive. I'm holding her at gunpoint. Bring me the codex, or I will kill her. This is my insurance to activate the pedestal. So you go through the alien city. You find out that the alien city is the machine that's basically frozen. The Brethren Moon, and there's mummified corruption everywhere. There's grim machines fused with organic bodies, and we have no idea how deep the alien stuff goes. And I love the fact that this game doesn't tell us everything. It gives us glimmers. It goes, here, we've uncovered maybe some of their language. Here's their body forms. Here's some of their architecture. But we're going to leave so much left that you won't know, that they're compelling because you don't know the whole story. I love that. I love the fact that it doesn't tell us everything. Not even everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell us much. What we have is interesting, but they hold their other hand behind them and say, that's all you get. I like that. Because oftentimes when you over-explain things in settings, it's not good.
Man, I love all of the alien, architecture and all of the, dead aliens everywhere, and it's so cool. It's
Yeah. So Isaac is ignoring the taunts of Danik, who's like, oh, you could just give up and you could see your loved ones again, because when we succeed, all your loved ones, like, remember Nicole? She'll be back. Remember Nicole, the late your girlfriend who you let die? We could resurrect her with the markers. Oh, you don't you want to see her again? And he's like, no, I've already been through Dead Space 2, mate. I've had enough of that trauma. Piss off. But eventually we do confront Danik. He won't give us the codex, and Carver is like, oh, if we don't give him the codex, he's going to shoot Ellie. And he's like, hey, there's more than one way to win. He chucks the codex to Danik because he doesn't want to let someone else die for his mistakes. Convergence resumes. Danik is impaled by a stalactite during his moment of religious fervor, which is kind of satisfying.
Oh, yeah, good.
But with his madness ended, Isaac's like, Ellie, get on his ship, get the hell out of here. Me and Carver are going to die here and try and end this madness before it gets to Earth. So soap opera ending. Isaac is like, ignore the fact that I killed your boyfriend. He was a dick. Believe me, I didn't have a choice. Also, you're pretty cute. A shrimp on the Barbie. Shrimp on the Barbie.
Shrimp on the Barbie.
And she's like, Isaac, I love you. And so, okay, good. And then off she goes. And then Carver and Isaac, they confront the blood moon itself.
Whoa.
They know they're probably going to die. They can't shoot it with normal firearms, but they realize, oh, there are these throughout this section of the alien section, there are these platforms that bolster your kinesis ability. And Isaac's like, oh, they've got big eyeballs. What if I hurl some of the red markers directly into their eyeballs to kill them? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Why not?
Nice.
Sure.
Nice.
So he just yeet. He yeets the red markers into the thing from whence they came, and it manages to do the job. The Brethren Moon attempts to clutch at the alien machine to deny it from Isaac. You grab it with kinesis and yank it bloody out of its tissues to bring it back. You reverse the polarity of the codex. The Brethren Moon falls to its death on Tau Volantis, and you succeed. Carver is basically, he just falls off the platform. Isaac, as he's falling, he looks at the picture of Ellie and him, or just her because it's been ripped into. He just looks at the picture of Ellie as he knows he's falling to his death, knowing that the last thing he'll ever do is see her face as he falls to his death. And in orbit, Ellie cries, knowing that Carver and Isaac have saved the day, crushing the moon, killing the moon. And Tau Volantis is now the first, as far as we know, burial site of a Brethren Moon. And that's the end of Dead Space 3. However,
However,
DLC. It's DLC. So, any questions before we embark on the DLC?
No, I don't think so. But boy, that's a hell of a way to go. That's a hell of an ending of just we're just gonna smash the Edie crazy xenomorph moon into the planet.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't remember any of that.
Ending. To be fair, it feels like you could have left it there. So I guess my main question is: are we going to be disappointed by the DLC? Or is that also good?
It is good, but you'll wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see.
Okay, all right. I'll shut my face.
Oh yeah, Shy. It's a good payout, but it's just, whew, boy, that's a whole lot of.
I am also like, but are the necromorphs are they their own species, or were they created by another species? Was it an experiment gone wrong? Is it just this universe is manifestly evil, and this is just like a thing that happened? So
we'll get to that in the afterthoughts, I should say.
Shy said it was conceptualized during Dead Space 2, and they actually knew where it was going. Couldn't be Mass Effect.
Funnily enough, if you know where you're going, you don't shit the bed. Who'd have thought?
Oh, you mean there's no Star Child at the end that makes me pick from a coloring book?
I invented Stoke. I'm back. I'm vomiting.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so beginning with.
Or to be fair, you can also do the Game of Thrones route as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, potentially you could call out The Boys recently as another flaccid ending.
Shall I saying somehow Reverend Moon's returned? Yeah. What's his name from Lost? Oh, what a fall from grace. Anyway,
John Locke,
LaFleur. Anyway, so marker signal is gone. That's the end of the series, right?
Surely.
Well, remember how I said that if the blood moon awakened, it would contact its peers? Oh no.
Oh no.
I suppose, it would have been awake having red markers thrown into its eyes and actively fighting back. So yeah. To be fair,
it was awake.
Yeah, I can't really call them out on being like, well, actually, you made it seem like you'd wrapped it up nice. It seemed like it was definitely awake. So, the warning was there all along.
The other Reverend Moon's like, don't worry about it. We'll get him next time. I've been kissing boys. I told you not to kiss boys. We'll get him next time. Captain Price. So anyway, basically, the blood moon awakened. It contacted its peers. And now we start the game with Isaac and Carver, seemingly within Carver's apartment. And neither of them are like, how did we survive? And Carver's like, this is alien technology. Deus Ex Machina. There must have been something about it that allowed us to survive. I don't understand it. But it's weird. Cool. And then Shai is just repeating bullshit in capital letters. But yeah.
So they just, there was some sort of alien MacGuffin and we didn't fall to our death with Tau Volantis. We just kind of, I guess we're okay.
There's no explanation how they survived falling from frickin' space. None. Shai, alien magics.
That's
don't
brutal.
think about it. Yeah, exactly.
We don't know how it
we
works,
wanted to make a DLC. Shut up.
Yeah.
We needed more money. Shut up.
The aliens had a DLC engine in the codex, and as such.
Yeah. So the duo assume the necromorphs are gone. Let's just find a craft and get off Tau Volantis. But as they are venturing back onto the surface, they see these visions of the Brethren Moons intrusively probing their minds.
Ooh.
And they're like, oh, what the hell's that about? Surely we killed the moon. We can't be dealing with this. And then Isaac and Carver stumble upon Norton, and he's alive. He's like, oh, what do you mean he's alive? And then as
Where's
soon
my
as you get a bit closer, oh, my girlfriend. And he's a necromorph. He's a necromorph. Also, fun fact, he has the most base HP of any slasher in the entire series. So he takes like a bit of putting down.
He's powered by hate. He
Powered
stole
by
his girl.
simp energy. He's like
Shot him
Sigma
in
mailed all the way. Sigma grind set necromorph. And so they're like, oh, what the hell? Like, the necromorphs are a thing, but we killed the necromorphs. How are they still reanimating? Well, it's because of the other brethren moons that are getting close or have even maybe passed by. Oh, no. And so there's multiple brethren moons. So one marker signal was bad. Imagine 7. Imagine if you combined all the events of Dead Space 1 and 2 by a force multiplier of anywhere from 5 to 10, speeding up the process even more. There is a quote here from Shy, DK, if you would like to read this.
From each world we devour, a new brother will rise and be made whole. Our network will grow, and we will live forever.
Uh-oh.
Mike me how? Mike-ish how?
We also, for this DLC, get a returning favorite, the Pack. Remember the children from
Yeah.
2? So they're not in any of DS3 because of the feeders. I have headcanon, though. My headcanon is because the unitologists were like, this is a one-way trip, let's bring our families with us. And so my head is these are the children they brought with them, which would kind of make sense. Although I've heard like maybe they're alien, but then I'm like, well, why wouldn't they be the big hulking ones? So I'm like, I'm just going to say these are the children of the unitologists who are like, oh, now that dad is gone, I'll be a necromorph for you. Woo.
That makes more sense than it also
being
alien babies that are weirdly similar to human babies, even though
humanoid alien babies
that human.
Come on, Michael, we're gonna go. But basically, we managed to hear about, quote, final unity, which is the Brethren Moon's final. Like, we assume that the Sol system is the last gasp of anything that's not a Brethren Moon. And what remains of the unitologists on the surface, they just submit to rambling, insane people. They're muttering, they're hungry, they're coming, they're hungry, they're coming, they're hungry, over and over and over again. So Carver manages to locate a unitologist ship. We use it to transport to the Terra Nova once again in orbit, and it's since been taken over by unitologists who are now led by a new leader who is basically treating Danik as a saint, a savior, and a martyr. What remains of the circle has been rebranded as the New Church, and they are making shrines of their kin using their own severed limbs to replace with bladed appendages. There's like buckets of hands in order to give praise to the marker. Their prophet is known simply as the cult leader. He's fitted some like weird mechanical appendages to his back to look like a necromorph carrying a machete around. And they are just repeating the mantra, we are coming, make ready the way. And these lunatics are off the deep end. Kirioth, I have a quote for you, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't know what this says about me as a person. I fucking love these guys. I love these guys. They're taking their own like limbs off and putting the blades in to be necromorphs, but they're not actually necromorphs. They're just fully lost their shit. The guy with like the leader with his horrible like mechanical arms.
Yeah, the leader actually looks pretty dope, honestly.
I love unitologists. I love you. Kirioth, I don't think you can say that about unitologists. Yeah.
Okay, so they are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Anyway, so you fight through the cultists. The fun fact about this like DLC is that at this point there's no necromorphs. They're sequestered to Tau Volantis. This is entirely more or less a cultist endeavor. And what's nice about it is they don't use guns, they use knives, they use like weapons that are melee based. So it retains some of the claustrophobic origins of Dead Space 1. And it's a kind of a shame that it's only in the DLC in this regard.
Yeah.
But they're hounded continuously, Isaac and John, by, quote, the voice. And they venture to the conning tower. They find tons of, as Shai put it, necromorph cosplayers who are like, bodies are chucked into the wall with necromorph limbs attached to them to look like necromorphs.
Jeez,
Because there's obviously like not a strong enough signal to reanimate them on the ship.
Yeah.
And they find there's a new gospel, ears to hear the word. So, and these are like body parts you sacrifice. So like sacrifice your ears to hear the word, tongues to spread the gospel, heads to understand their message. Ugh. And you manage to locate the ship's shock drive so you can put it on to escape Tau Volantis. It's surrounded by ornaments made mainly from severed hands. And though Carver wants to return to Earth, Isaac is like, I've been through this particular chicanery before. If we go back to Earth, we are playing into their hands. We are dooming humanity. I'm just going to die here if you don't mind me. And Carver's like, screw you, Isaac. I'm not a bish. And so as you move into the engineering deck, Isaac and Carver, they come to blows, seemingly. They have a disagreement. They fight each other. And in the gameplay as single player, it looks like you're fighting Carver. And as you're fighting him, as you lower his health, the Brethren Moons start taunting you. You go into like a mind combat scenario where you're like fighting the markers and the Brethren Moons, and you're like seeing visual aspects of them, breaking them apart, taking them to shreds. And then eventually you realize, oh, both Isaac and Carver have been fighting not in real life singularly, but also in their minds. And you've been fighting the cult leader. So when you've done the battle, the cult leader's like dead or dying. You've destroyed the markers in your own minds. Carver is now like free of corruption. Isaac has been through this once or twice before. You stopped the new church. However, the moons have been just stalling you. Turns out they knew where Earth was all along, which is why I think it's interesting that the lunar colony was literally on the doorstep of Earth. So surely once they made connection with the Brethren Moon, they'd know where Earth is. And there's another quote here, DK, if you'd like to read this from Shai.
You can kill the prophet, but you can't kill the god. Your chance to warn the earth has come and gone. We are coming. We are hungry. We are here.
Oh my god, they're coming! So when you kill the prophet, you overload the Terra Nova's reactor core, giving the ship a surge of power so that the ancient spacecraft can briefly traverse to Earth's orbit. You manage to jump to Earth. The cultists are dead. The necromorphs are far behind you. You contact EarthGov. No response. You contact the mining guilds. No response. You contact whatever military's about. Nothing. And the last thing we ever see in the Dead Space game franchise is a Brethren Moon looming over Earth as another puts itself between you and the planet, seemingly consuming the Terra Nova. EarthGov is lost. Humanity is lost. All that remains is Dead Space. And that's Dead Space.
Woof.
God damn.
What a bleak ending. Holy.
Just a bit.
Well, did they finish Dead Space 3 and be like, man, too much hope.
Yeah.
We have to really we just have to kill everybody. We gotta let them eat Earth. So, I guess that answers my question of, couldn't they just find Earth anyway? Yeah, I guess they could.
I know that the plan with Dead Space 4 was that Ellie would be the main character, and she would be like, I think Isaac and Carver die, but she would be the last hope of humanity, but they never got to do that. There was also an idea that maybe the Brethren Moons were running from something far worse, which is why they were like consuming the galaxy, but we never got to see that. So, something like that. Like, what if, but the Tyranids are the necromorph ancillary, so like something worse than the Tyranids. So it's like, but that's all we know. It's a very bleak ending for a game that had a perfect lore record, in my opinion, just not a perfect gameplay record, which is a shame.
Yeah. Yep. That was like I said, that from what I remember of Dead Space 3, which apparently isn't a lot because I don't remember a majority of that. Good lore, maybe not the best Dead Space game though.
Yeah.
Like if you played Dead Space 1 and 2, Dead Space 3 was going to disappoint you with the gameplay.
Yeah. I do have some enemy types I'd like to finish off with, just to like compound some of the problems I think there were with the gameplay. But other than that, there's like not much else to add. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
But with the new enemy types, you have the unitologist soldiers. First enemy faction we fight, they shoot you, they suicide charge you with grenades. They're technically either light or heavy variants. Never could tell the difference. I just shot them and they died because, again, big gun do boom.
Sure.
The fodder enemy type is what replaces, for the most part, the slashers. They carry usually dual-wielding axes and stuff. They do transform into, like, bisected variants. So, like, if you shoot their torso off, spines grow from their, like, lower body. If you shoot their legs off, spines grow from their back. But I feel like they replace too much of the slashers, so they're kind of pointless. I'm like, we just needed slashers. Just make the slashers into these new types, add the new additions, and it'll be fine. I feel they're a bit superfluous. Feeders are the replacement of the pack, the starved ones from the main game. They are a fun gimmick, but because the game is so action heavy, they don't really do much apart from like just sit in a corner, shoot one, let them come to you. They take one shot each. I don't think they work with the gameplay mechanics. The swarm infectors replace the swarmer and infector enemies, combining the two together. Again, just to speed up the combat, but I don't think they're worthwhile. The aliens are a nice addition because they're quite bulky and interesting, and there's like a different like music sting when they appear. There's like, it's less of a clanky industrial noise, it's more of like a fluty thing because of their like dialect, which I think is cool, like the music sting. They're strange, they're different. They basically replace the brute bioforms. Hunters are just reskinned regenerators. They're very early in the game and we never see them again. They also removed, and here's the enemy types they removed: the infector, the brutes, the tentacles, the dividers, the pack, and the stalkers. So I think it's overall a bit of a shame that they streamlined it so much that like a lot of the character of the necromorphs was removed, and so the fodder take up loads of the screen time. I feel like they did a real disservice to like. I understand why they got rid of the infectors because it's like, that takes too long to make a new necromorph. The new combat style means you'd kill them before they'd be able to any use.
Yeah.
But that also could have been solved with like level design and segmenting them in hard to reach areas. I don't know. It just seems like they threw the baby out with the bathwater a bit too much with the enemy types. And it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to recall anything from Dead Space 3, and I remember there was like a demo or something, and it was just like like you said, they just throw so many enemies at you, and it's like, oh yeah, the big gimmick is turn on the big fan, and then they'll all fall through the fan and get like blendered, and you don't have to kill all of them. And I don't know why, but I remember that part the most.
I'm the same. The only thing I can remember about playing the game was getting to a point where we simply couldn't progress any further because something just glitched. And I don't remember anything else, but it feels like a bit of a shame because
lore-wise, it sounds phenomenal.
It feels like they chucked a lot of what made the first two what they were in favor of trying to make it more, essentially more like generic FPS-y, which is not what Dead Space was to begin with.
Oh, but it's part of that whole era of like, we want to do Call of Duty. It's like, no, Call of Duty is going to have its time eventually, and then it's going to die out a bit in comparison. Like, do your own thing.
Needs to be the same. Like the difference is what makes it good. But at the same time, the story is really, really cool. Like, it's very fun, and it doesn't seem to just, it doesn't just take all the mystery and stuff from the first two and go, and here is everything explained. If anything, I still have the same number of questions, if not a couple more, because the end game was moons. What?
Yes, sentient moons made up of entire civilizations that are eating other civilizations.
That introduces even more questions as to just, like, who made the markers? Was it on purpose? Was it by accident? Was it an attack mechanism? Was it supposed to be a defensive mechanism that went wrong? Was that even the original purpose? Or were they created for something totally different and things just went awful?
And I got to highlight Shai's mention of like, look at all them moons in Dead Space 2 long before we knew the significance. Like, look, moons were always there. They were always there subtly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
and that's Dead Space. I got to be honest, we will never see any more Dead Space. They're not going to work on Dead Space 2 remake, as far as I'm aware. They're certainly not going to
Really?
work on Dead Space 3 remake, because they did the one and they were like, as far as I'm aware, it's just like, there's not the
Didn't the
interest
Dead
we need
Space
for it.
1 remake? Oh wow, I thought the Dead Space 1 remake actually did pretty well, didn't
I
it?
heard it did well critically, but I don't know about sales. And this is EA we're talking about.
Yeah, they want the money, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone who played the remake, more or less, was like, "This is great." And they're like, "Nah, money. It's all about money. Dutch, it's all about money."
It's
That's
all,
what
about
they want.
it's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Yep.
Damn,
That's
that
the
sucks.
thing
Because
as well.
I would love to see more Dead Space now that like I've learned about 1 through 3 and that wacky ass DLC where it's just like, yeah, Earth gets eaten and you're fucked. I'm like, dude, what? Give me another game.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I now I'm like, another game would be cool. I almost feel like the ending for the DLC it's bleak. It's awful.
It's Dead Space.
It does wrap things up, though.
It
Gotta be
does.
fair.
Like for all intents and purposes, yes, it does seem largely as though Earth is about to be sucked up by a bunch of moons, which is bad for everyone involved. But
Well,
then
in
again,
that shot, it was currently getting sucked up. Like, there's
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah.
this whole series has basically just been survival and desperation in the face of something that is completely overwhelming and borderline incomprehensible. It's essentially just even more like
It's
gory and violent cosmic horror.
It's the dying of the light, guttering out
Yeah.
one game at a time. Yeah.
It's just
actually
it's
very
all an
cool.
act of futility because in the end,
And I'm not going to be I'm not going to lie. I think ending it on and everyone died, that is a choice. Go for it. Why
yeah,
not?
definitely.
That
yeah.
can be
Yeah,
like
if-
Dead Space. How did it end? Nothing but Dead Space. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Not every ending has to be a happy ending, and there is definitely something to be said about the grim, dark dreariness of just ending with no hope.
And again, it's something different that not a lot of franchises go for. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The number of stories where the end result is, and it was all for naught. The sum total of all this suffering was they lost anyway. It's not exactly as common as, and it all worked out. It was tough, but we did it. Like it's a rarer ending, and that kind of makes it, I don't know, more interesting to me, to be honest.
I'm glad they weren't just like, oh yeah, Isaac, we found a cyclonic torpedo in the bay. Shoot it at the at the moon, I guess. Like, you know, it's definitely I appreciate that choice. Sick. That's Dead
it.
Space, all of it. Remembrancer has made us whole, full circle. The circle is complete. We've been
Circle of life.
made whole.
Yeah. Something like that.
And what a journey. Golly.
Another
Now I
nice
just want to
little
play
Elton
all
John
the Dead
reference at the
Space
end.
games.
Wait, did
Like-
Elton John do a Circle of Life? I can't. It was him.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was. It's the
yeah. It
circle
was.
of life. Yes, Lion King. Wow. Good pull, Kirioth. Good pull. Wasn't even thinking of that. But yeah, after this episode, I kind of want to go play Dead Space 3, only because I would like to get to the alien part, because all of that alien stuff just looks so fucking cool.
I want to do the DLC so that I can be rushed by maniacs who want to be necromorphs but haven't got there yet.
It's similar to Severed. It's like 2-3 hours long. It's not long.
Yeah. Phew. All right, Remembrancer, what a trip. Thanks for taking us through all of Dead Space.
My pleasure.
I was going to say, you have any parting words? You want to give yourself a little shout out?
All I'm saying is that now we've done a deep dive, I'm very tempted to, when I do kick off Remembrancer Tertius, the third channel, maybe we'll do some Dead Space lore on that. Maybe we'll do like a deep dive. We'll see.
Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's right. We're also at the end of the episode, and we didn't do it at the start of the episode. So, hey, did you enjoy today's episode? Do you want some merch? Do you like sci-fi? Maybe heading over to Orchidate.com and pick up some of the merch. There's coins still. I think there's still wall scrolls. Weep for Lincoln. You like sci-fi, right? Check it out, Orchidate.com. There is a link in the description. And Kirioth is not only going to end the episode, he's also going to tell you about the Patreon.
I'm definitely going to do both of those things, and I once again forgot to write anything down. But if
Nice!
you don't need that, we don't need it. Because if you go to patreon.com/acceptablelosses, you will find a bunch of Patreon-only episodes. There are loads of them. We listed them exhaustively last time, so I'm not going to do it again. But just know that effectively, we've done about 3 a month for the last few months. So there's a backlog there, and they are all very fun, very enjoyable. And in fact, the last 2 that we did, we had Pancreas No Work as a guest for those 2 as well. So there's a bit of extra variety for you. Also, if you want to just follow us on Patreon, then you will get an episode for free as a little cheeky free gift. And you will also get updates on the schedule and stuff like that there as well. So again, check it out, patreon.com/acceptablelosses. Thank you very much for that, Remembrancer. That was quality. That's
No
a
worries.
really nice trilogy of horrible
It
Dead
was
Space
my
stuff.
pleasure.
And that was DK, that was Shy, I was Kirioth, and we will see you for the next one.